So there's this saying that if a goal is too easy, it's probably going to leave your life exactly the same. It won't really improve your life that much. If a goal is too hard though, you're probably going to start and most likely give up because you're going to be like, this is unrealistic. There's no way I can actually make it. But $10,000 though is a goal that isn't easy, but isn't like impossible. It's very attainable. And maybe you might have even gotten there in the past and maybe wasted the money. That happened to me once, by the way. And I learned my lesson and it never happened again, all right? But the whole idea is for this video is I'm gonna give you guys 3 techniques or 3 challenges you can actually do to help you when it comes to actually saving $10,000. And $10,000 will change your life in some way. And there's something else I actually want to add here, all right? So the reason I chose this goal to actually be done in 12 weeks, by the way, all goals should have a deadline. And for this video, it's going to be 12 weeks, okay? 12 weeks is about 3 months. 3 months can drastically change your life. In 1 month, my friend lost over 30 pounds. Do I recommend that? No, I don't, okay? But 3 months can change your life properly. However, though, 3 months is long enough for change, but not long enough for slacking. Here's what I mean, okay? If I told you I want you to save $10,000 in a year, you start doing math and say, well, I only need to save like around a small amount of money. I'll have a whole year. But if it's just 3 months, 12 weeks, you're gonna be like, hey, I can do this, but I can't slack off. You know what happened to me? I was in college. I had a 25-page paper due with a minimum of like 19, 20 pages, I think it was. I had 3-4 months to actually do it, to write a whole paper, right? I waited the last night and I wrote a 19-page paper. That's what I call procrastination. But if she had told me, you have a week to do it, there's no way I would have waited 4 months to actually get it done, right? I wouldn't have slacked. I would have used every single day correctly. That's the whole idea, right? So do me a favor, guys, and actually smash the like the like button. I'm like so old at YouTube, I keep forgetting things, okay? But smash the like button. I appreciate it a ton and it helps the channel. And let's get right into it. The first thing, guys, is I want to get right into these 3 methods, these 3 challenges I actually want you to do. But I also want you guys to do some very simple math here. If you make $4,000 a month and you're trying to do this in 3 months, guess what? 4,000 times 3 months is about 12,000. But you also have to live, right? So there's no way that you're gonna save 10,000, 12,000 minus 10,000, you have $2,000 left and you have 3 months. Now, is it possible for you to live on $2,000 for 3 months? Maybe it is, but for most people, it's not going to be. So you have 2 options here. Extend the time, so make it instead of 12 weeks, maybe 24 weeks. Make the, for example, hey, instead of 10,000, I'm going to do 5,000, all right? Or you could always say, I'm just going to work a little bit more, Tommy. I work a 9 to 5. I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna do some Uber from maybe 6 to 7 or 6 to 8 or 6 to 9, just for 12 weeks, okay? Just for 12 weeks. And I'm gonna basically save that money. That's also possible. That's also doable. I don't like it that much because basically, you don't get to enjoy your time, and I think time is actually precious. But let's get right into the challenges. Challenge number 1, guys, and by the way, all of these are going to be done in combination to actually help you get to $10,000 as fast as possible. Challenge number 1 is going to be the no spend month. A no spend month is basically when you go an entire month only purchasing the things you actually need, only the bare necessities, nothing else. So no buying chocolates, no going out to movie theaters, no vacation, no surprise parties, none of that stuff. It's just buying the things you need. So I'm going to ask you that out of these 3 months, just take 1 month and do a no spend month. That could possibly save you maybe, for example, $1,000, $2,000. Who knows how much money it could actually save you, right? So yeah, so do that. Now, number 2, guys, is going to be to use my $10,000 in 12 weeks sheet. It's not fully completed, but I have a full picture here. And as you guys can actually see, there are about 88 days, all right? 88 days, because again, 12 weeks is just about 88 days really. And I've also given you guys two days that are actually free. So as you can see, guys, right, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 11, 13. You have all these numbers, but all these numbers are amounts you're actually going to want to save. And you have to pick one every single day to actually get to your goal. So all these numbers, they're going to add up to about $10,000, all right? In 12 weeks. Isn't that awesome? All right. It's pretty awesome if you ask me. Now, you can actually get this by downloading it. Is it free? The answer is yes, it is free. Now, I may upload it to a website where you can either download it for free or actually give us some money, like $5, $10, whatever you actually want to do. But you still have the option to actually get it for free. It's like a tip, okay? If you want to leave a tip, you leave a tip, because I thought it was going to be easier, but it's a lot of work to like do the whole design and then fill that whole thing in. So I appreciate it if you can. If you can't, just download it and get to work. That's what I really care about, all right? Now, the third challenge I actually want you to implement is what I call a companion challenge or a companion goal. There are two ways to do this. One is you save the $10,000. Two is you spend the $10,000 in those 12 weeks. Either one, I'm fine with. And here's why. Here are the companion goals or the companion challenges. One, pay off debt. Obviously, for that, you need to spend money. So every single time, every day, you actually clip off $1 or $200 or $100. You're gonna grab that money and you're gonna send it over into that debt account. All right, that's the goal. So in 12 weeks, you're going to be $10,000 less in debt. Two is you can actually save up for emergencies. So having, for example, a separate high yield savings, separate from your account, different bank. Because I recommend Discovery, by the way. Discovery is great. Separate because I don't want you guys to just say, hey, I'm going to use that money to spend it on something else. If it's separate, you have more likelihood you're not going to spend it on garbage, all right? So every single time you clip it off, send the $1 over. Send the $5 over. Send the $200 over, right? Just send it over, send it over, send it over. That's saving, obviously, until you actually build up your fully funded emergency account. Third is to actually start investing. That's spending, right? But you're gonna spend to make some money, obviously. Now, I recommend you basically invest once you're debt free, once you have a fully funded emergency account. You can actually do this by investing 10% or so. So if you know you make $4,000 a month, 10% of that is about $400, right? So you can grab that $400 and basically divide it across, like, I'm gonna use this number, that number, this number, that number, and use all that money to invest. Now, the rest of your money, because you have, for example, 30 days and 30 numbers you need to pick, right? And 400 might not be enough. You're going to basically use it to basically save for a home if you actually want to, or pay off your home, because that's also a part of paying off debt if you want to, all right? So you basically have some companion challenges where you either spend money or save money, or you might be spending and saving. But these are all great things to actually do. And again, I would do it in this order. Pay off my debt first, everything except the mortgage. 2, save for emergencies. 3, invest, save for a home. These can be done at the same time, or invest and try to pay off the home. That's the idea, okay? So in 12 weeks, you'll be either $10,000 cheaper or $10,000 lighter on the debt side. And to me, both are actually going to be amazing. Now, challenges and having that number in mind is great, but you actually want to know these 3 things before you actually get started. These are fundamentally super important. You don't want to wait until things get hard to then make a plan. You want to plan for those times, so when times get hard, you know exactly what to do. So number 1 is going to be, you want to know exactly what your struggles are going to be during this time, and also what your response is going to be. So for example, you may say, I'm going to have a problem with impulse buying, so instead of actually carrying out my card, I'm going to carry cash. I'm going to have a problem with getting invited to go out to eat, so I'm going to tell my friends, I have a goal in mind. Don't tell them the amount. It's not important. I have a goal in mind. I can't go out. I'm sorry. We can do some free stuff if you actually want to watch a movie or whatever. You let me know. I'm available for that. Then you could also have a problem where you're seeing things online. Maybe wait 3 days. Maybe just don't go online. Uninstall social media. If you're going to have those struggles, having a response to them is going to be extremely important. You also want to know, this is the second one here, you also want to know exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it for. So yes, I'm trying to save $10,000 to pay off my $10,000 debt. This is extremely important to me because I'm drowning in debt and I don't want to feel this way anymore. There you have your what you're doing, but also why you're doing it. So when you're feeling like, why am I doing this? You know exactly why you're doing it, and you can actually remind yourself of what you're actually doing, okay? So number 3 here, or the third thing you actually need to know, is going to be what are going to be the biggest things that you can actually do that are going to have the biggest impact on you getting to this goal. It's not about doing 1,000 things differently or 100 things differently. It's just about doing a few things very well. So for me personally, I would think, hey, budgeting is going to help me out a lot, because this way I can manage my money better. I know how much money is coming in. I know how much money is going out. Also, for example, eating out. No, I'm just going to cook at home. It's going to have a massive difference, especially for people that spend $200 extra on eating out and all that stuff. Okay, so cooking at home, planning your meals, and making them, that could potentially save you a ton more money. And then thirdly, maybe it could be there's things I don't need around my house. So I'm going to start selling things that I don't need. So this house is too expensive. I'm going to sell it. Can't afford it. Don't even want it. Sell it. This car, too expensive. Can't afford it. Don't even want it. Sell it. Things that you don't need around the house, sell them on eBay. Sell them on Facebook Marketplace. Do a garage sale. All this money can be used for all those daily numbers you actually need to hit. Again, this is very possible. It's very doable. But if you're still watching this video and you know for a fact you don't make enough money, consider side hustles, or just consider, for example, doing 5,000. And you know what to do next? Just rinse and repeat. All right, just rinse and repeat. Now, the last thing I actually want to talk about here, guys, is going to be how to effectively set these goals in play. It's not just saying I'm gonna save 10,000, I'm gonna cross this off, that's basically it. No, if it was that easy, everyone would have $10,000, right? But you want to be effective here. So again, you have 12 weeks to get this done. So here is my recommendation. Make sure you have a due date. All right, so having a due date. I'm gonna start, for example, on June 25. I'm gonna be ending, for example, 12 weeks later, which is about like September 19th, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the idea. I have a start date, I have a due date. Have those things in mind. If you don't have a deadline, you're probably not gonna finish because you have no urgency. Urgency is extremely important, all right? Now, second thing is you can basically do is you can keep yourself honest by keeping track of your score. What that basically means is, hey, it's been 5 days, it's been 7 days. Do a review every single week. How many of the days have I actually saved? Is it 5? Is it 2? Is it 1? Am I not doing it? Okay, what's going on? So keep track of this, all right? It's very important, because when you keep track of something, you keep yourself honest, you're being realistic, okay? And that's the third thing you need to do, is be realistic. If this is not gonna be possible again, know it. If you're not willing to work that hard. So just basically lower the goal and just get started. Again, make it a little bit more difficult. So if you can't do 10,000, but you know for sure you can do 1,000, don't do 1,000, do 2,000. All right, a little bit harder, but it's gonna be a challenge for you. So it's going to motivate you, guys. That's all I have for you. I hope this video actually helps you in many ways. Honestly, it's kind of like more of a lifestyle. I hope you get to your goal of 10,000 and keep me on track. Okay, so comment down below the day you're starting, and comment down below the day you're finishing. Comment down below also why you're doing this and how would your life change if you had $10,000 right now, or $10,000 less in debt. Comment down below, let me know. Subscribe to the channel, and peace.